What is going on, everybody? Have you ever drank chocolate syrup right from the bottle? Then you might want to play Demons of Slaanesh. Today we are talking about the Soul Grinder. This model's coming in at 180 points, and he's a big boy. So let's check out the stats. We have a movement characteristic of 8, not very fast. Weapon skill of 4+, not very good. Ballistic skill of 4+, not very good. Strength 8, awesome. Toughness 7, awesome. 14 wounds, awesome. 5 attacks, it's alright. Leadership 7, and a 3-up armor save. He actually has the best armor save in the book. So that's pretty cool. Or one of the only models with a 3-up. This thing really is let down by its weapon skill and ballistic skill being a 4+. But of course, if he has guns and he's ballistic skill 4, he's not going to suffer penalties for moving and shooting those guns, is he? Oh no, he is. He is terrible at shooting because he's pretty awesome at hand-to-hand combat, yet all his guns are heavy and he has no special rule like the AdMech with this similar kind of vehicle structure of ignoring moving and shooting penalties. So basically, if he's moving, he's hitting on 5s. His guns include a heavy 3, strength 7, AP1, D3 damage, 48-inch range harvester cannon. Pretty sweet. That's not a bad gun. And also a heavy D6, 36-inch range bombardment with strength 8, AP2, flat 3 damage. So he actually has some pretty legit guns. Unfortunately, if he's moving, he's hitting on 5s, and I don't think he really qualifies as a quality kind of sit back and shoot unit. So I think you just move and hope you roll some 5s, or move him with a Demon Prince and reroll 1s to hit. So at least you hit on 5s, rerolling 1s, give you a little better chance to do something on your way up the battlefield. Now, this model does not fit really well with Slaanesh because we can run and charge. And these guns are not assault. So he can't run and shoot. So you're going to have to decide if that's worth it to you at all. The weapons, it comes with an Iron Claw, strength 16 when swinging this, minus 3 D6 damage, and no penalty to hit, thank God. And then you get to choose between the Warp Claw or the Warp Sword. The Claw is strength 8, AP2, D3 damage, and you get 2 attacks instead of 1 for each attack, so you'll swing 10 times. Or the Warp Sword, strength 8, AP3, flat 3 damage, and you re-roll failed hit rolls. I kind of like this. Well, it's interesting, right? So D3 damage and AP2 versus flat 3 damage, AP3. But I feel like if you like to play for a little bit of luck, rolling more dice is better for that. And then having the random wounds, of course, is going to average out to be less than a flat 3 damage. But you could potentially hit 10 times. You probably won't. But if you're near Demon Prince, you'll be hitting on a 4, re-rolling 1s. So, I don't know. It kind of works out that if you roll 10 dice, you might hit 5 times, and if you roll 5 with rerolls, you probably hit 4. I don't know how that works out, but they're both okay. I think you can go with what you think looks better. Being Slaanesh, I would take the Warp Claw, and also rolling 10 dice is more fun than rolling 5. This model is going to have a 5-up invuln save. It's going to get a run and charge because it is Slaanesh, if it's near a character. And it also has Quicksilver Swiftness, which means always strike first in combat. This only is going to come up if your opponent charges you with multiple units, or you keep them in combat with strategic wrapping of units or abilities that don't let them fall back. And then in their phase, you'll have a few units that actually get to fight first, which is not bad. And this will explode on a roll of a 6. D6 inches of it suffer D3 mortal wounds. And that's all we got for the Soul Grinder. I think at 180 points, he's not terrible. He's quite a decent distraction, and he can put out a pretty solid amount of hits. If he ties up into a vehicle or something, he can really put some damage on it. Maybe you land a few gunshots on the way in. there might be a play with the running 3 of these, like 3 of these and 3 Keeper of Secrets. That'll be like 2, 4, 6, 1,200 points, maybe 13, 1,400 points. 3 Keepers, 3 of these, just all big things. Maybe if you can ally in 3 Lord Discordants. One of those type of lists that's just really tough, low model count that does okay in the ITC every once in a while. And usually it is some kind of Chaos Soup or something that's running that. But I'm assuming if you play Forge World or something, there's probably a lot better choices than this guy. I don't play with Forge World really, not yet. I might in the future if like a more official book comes out for their rules. But right now I feel like they're still very much kind of index beta rules. But unless I'm playing in a tournament, then I'll play against it. But I don't really play with it in my weekend games. The Soul Grinder is interesting. It's a really cool model. It's probably one of the biggest models you can get from Games Workshop for $66. So it's definitely a good deal as far as volume of plastic to price. Looks awesome. All kinds of cool conversions you can do. I do have one. I think I sold off my second one. Never got around to building it. And the one I do have is not painted. So I will probably be trying to run it in game. But it's going to suffer a little bit from the whole kind of Slaanesh curse. Like if this was a Nurgle one, it gets a 5-up ignore wound. If this is a Khorne one, it's strength 9 with 6 attacks. If this is a Tzeentch one, he has a 4-up invuln save, right? So all of those are good. And then the Slaanesh one just gets strike first, which is very situational if you happen to be in combat and they don't go before you. So it's kind of odd. The Slaanesh one seems not a great fit for this model, but I do think if you're trying to go all in demons only, it may be fun to run 3 of these. I won't be picking up 2 more to ever try to run 3, but I don't feel terrible about the idea of having him out there to try to absorb gunshots that maybe otherwise would be going at your Keeper of Secrets or something. So it's kind of interesting play there. And also if you're Slaanesh, you can run and charge, but since he's too slow to make a first turn charge, I guess you just move 8 and shoot the first turn. And then if anything's within potential run and charge range the second turn, ignore your shooting and try to make it into combat. So I think it's going to be a good one for playing around with. I will be running one on occasion here. The model's great. I definitely think if you like collecting the army, it's worth picking up. And of course, rules change and point values change. So just because it's not ideal right now doesn't mean it won't be pretty solid in the future. So that's all we got. Please subscribe. Please comment below what you think of the Soul Grinder. Are you running one in any of your Chaos Demon armies? Is it completely outshined by Defilers near Lord Discordants? I'm thinking it might be. Or is it completely outshined by Mauler Fiends? I'm thinking it might be. So definitely outshined in shooting by like Forge Fiends or tanks or something. So anyway, that's all we got on the Soul Grinder. Check them out. Please subscribe.